Hi everyone and welcome to Bird Plays Games, the video series where I log a considerable amount of hours into a game and give an honest review of my experience to help you decide whether or not that game is right for you. This week we'll be playing Battlefield 2042, EA's latest installment into the Battlefield franchise that has received a lot of controversy since its launch in October 2021. With an overwhelmingly negative amount of reviews on Steam, game developers have only just recently released a new update with hopes of restoring faith in the player base while simultaneously trying desperately to bring back old players into what is considered to be one of Battlefield's biggest flops. In this video, I'll be going over what I like and what I don't like about Battlefield 2042 to help you decide whether or not the $59.99 price tag is worth it. I'm a huge Battlefield fan and have been for years and years. Having logged almost 200 hours into the game alone, I wish I had more positive things to say about Battlefield 2042. But unfortunately, the negatives vastly outweigh the few positives I could find. However, one such positive that I did enjoy was the use of the Battlefield Portal, a platform where you will discover unexpected battles and change the rules of war. Countless experiences from several Battlefield sandboxes await, not only from Battlefield 2042, but the classics, Battlefield 1942, Battlefield Bad Company 2, and Battlefield 3 as well. Take on custom-made modes, or create your own unique experience using powerful builder tools. This allows players to revisit their favorite Battlefield games and create a game mode to be enjoyed by their friends or host public matches for all to join. This is a fun spin on the game and allows for players to return to the game that first got them hooked on the Battlefield franchise for maximum nostalgia feels. Another positive is that with the recent string of updates to hit the game, Battlefield 2042, for the most part, runs pretty smooth considering the size of the map and the amount of players. There have been very little instances of connectivity issues allowing me to focus on the game objectives and provide an immersive experience. The hit markers are consistent and firing each weapon feels smooth and realistic. The game also offers a vast amount of attachments to customize your weapons to your choosing. The attachments also just recently received an update as well. EA has changed the wording associated with each attachment to help players better understand exactly which attachment does what, so that players can kit their guns more effectively. This has been a great big step in the right direction for EA, but it may not be enough. Battlefield 2042 suffers greatly from a lack of new content. With the exception of the weekly challenges which allow players to complete tasks for a chance to unlock new skins, there has been no new content to hit the game since launch. EA has been promising players that a battle pass is on the way, but this has been delayed until summer of 2022. The battle pass is believed to contain new guns and cosmetics, which are greatly needed if developers plan to keep the game alive long enough for there to be a second season. The weekly challenges are fun and the rewards are cute, but is it enough to keep players grinding the same maps with the same guns since its launch in October? Many would argue no, and there are the numbers to prove it. Steam numbers for Battlefield 2042 have shown a peak player base of 100,000 when spirits were high and the game was new. However, with an active player base of only 4,000, many matches are riddled with AI, in an attempt to desperately try to fill the massive 128 player lobbies. The AI do an adequate job at helping the team try to win, but with predictable movement patterns paired with many just standing out in the open, you can't help but wonder if the $59.99 price point is worth it if half the Battlefield experience is just spent fighting the AI. The game is also plagued with bugs, many of which are game-breaking. From players not gaining XP, to parachutes remaining opened after landing, unable to revive teammates, or unable to pick loadouts, Battlefield 2042 has seen a vast array of bugs that have angered and frustrated the player base since October. EA is slow to respond and even slower to act in regards to fixing these game-breaking bugs, resulting in many logging off permanently, never to return. They have gotten better at addressing these issues and have released updates recently that have fixed a good portion of the problems, but many fear that it's too little too late. Another thing to consider when purchasing the game is the fact that there is no campaign. You will only be purchasing the multiplayer experience. In an interview with Eurogamer, Daniel Berlin, Battlefield's design director, said, "We're not going to have a traditional single-player campaign this time around, but we're going to put all of that emphasis and all of those resources into building depth into the multiplayer, because that is what we do best." This would be fine if the active player base reached in the tens of thousands, but with a minimal active player base, many are forced to look elsewhere if they want to have an enjoyable gaming experience. All in all, Battlefield 2042 falls short in comparison to its predecessors that came before it. I don't think it's a bad game, but I also don't think it's worth the money. Unless the game becomes free to play, or the price is drastically reduced, I can't see Battlefield 2042 making a comeback anytime soon. With new bug fixes and new content promised in the future, it's not enough to keep the few players it has motivated to continue grinding the same maps with the same guns over and over. There isn't any reward to the grind. There's very limited skins and even less attachments to unlock. The reward is minimal compared to the amount of work that needs to be put in to achieve it. As much as it pains me to say this, players looking to buy a new game should look elsewhere with their money. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you found this episode of Burt Plays Games useful. If there's any games that you guys would like me to review, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, I stream right here on YouTube, so be sure to come in and say hi as I collect more content for our next video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.